This is the secret to the lighting of my videos. Overexposed, underexposed. Hey Elizabeth, it's Tuesday the 29th of June and I really enjoyed your video yesterday. As you mentioned, feminism in film and the role of female protagonists is one of my absolute fascinations. In fact, that was pretty much the main topic of my EcoQuest Let's Play series. During those videos, I literally discussed why there were more male protagonists than female protagonists, how male is the default gender, and specifically how something that doesn't otherwise have gender is typically voiced by a male actor, thus making it male. I understand you didn't watch them. Nobody did. So whenever I'm talking about the fact that male is the default gender, I typically talk about three things. Number one, stick figures. Have a look at this stick figure. What gender would you say this stick figure is? Compare to this one. As you mentioned, male is the default gender. The only way we can get from male to female is by adding things. Example number two, puppets. I have a lot of puppets. And in the puppet show that we filmed in 2008 called Nap Time, you voiced this puppet. Now before we actually went into production, I was going to add a bow or something just to make it a female puppet. But unless there's something about the visual gender of kangaroos that I don't understand, this could just as easily be a female puppet. And as soon as we started rehearsing, when the female voice was coming out of this puppet, it was suddenly female. And that was when I realized that adding stuff to make gender neutral puppets female was actually adding to the problem. I don't know if you know this, but I actually regard myself as a feminist. And in the majority of stuff that I write, I try to have a female lead character. We filmed 3 TV pilots so far. Nap Time, which had you playing a female protagonist, The Map Shop, where Jane Drinkwater played Alison, our female protagonist, and Robbie and Peter, where the title characters were Robbie and Peter, but in my mind the main characters were actually Robbie and Fenella. That's sort of the trouble with having Gavin as my heterosexual life partner. I want to write stuff for me and him to star in, but that sort of means that I have to write 2 male main characters. Speaking specifically about Toy Story, I kind of agree, there is a shortage of female characters, and you sort of defended that by saying, but he's a boy, he'd have boy toys. And if it was a documentary, maybe that would be an excuse. But it's a piece of fiction. They wrote that he was a boy. Of course, you're still much, much better off being a female than you are being a homosexual. With the exceptions of biopics and films specifically about being gay, how many films can you think of that feature a homosexual main character? Anyway, female protagonists and feminism in film and TV and Hollywood is something I could literally go on about for hours. So I'll just finish by saying that the Toy Story series is a series of buddy films. And buddy films are pretty much exclusively 2 male characters. Pixar also recently did Up, which was another buddy film. Pixar do a lot of buddy films actually. But Pixar is my absolute favourite film company in the world. And so while they're yet to have a movie with a female protagonist, I'm convinced that they will someday. I mean, the funniest character in Finding Nemo was Dory, so that's a step in the right direction. In the meantime, I'm doing everything I can to get more female roles in things by writing female roles in things. And any feminist writers out there, you can do the same. Elizabeth, that includes you. I'll see you tomorrow.